Mermaids are one of the oldest mythological creatures, being described since the Greek fishermen as half-human and half-fish beings who have the ability to bewitch people's minds with their songs. Taking them, of course, to the bottom of the sea, which is not a very cool ending to those stories. To this day, there are discussions about whether or not mermaids exist in the oceans, and there are some videos out there that supposedly prove this fact. Today, you better prepare yourself. You will come on a journey with me because I am Tiago Tadeo, and welcome to the Upside Down. Mermaid at the wedding. In the first video on our list, we have a recording made by a user who said she was having his wedding by the sea when she realized that there was a mermaid on that property. The footage is very clear and shows the creature trying to return to the water, struggling, floundering from side to side. But if you're going to ask my opinion, I don't believe this video is real. It seems to be a poorly made montage. I'm just putting it here on this list because the footage went viral on social media, and many people actually believed it. So, as I'm no master of reason, I'm going to leave this video at least in the first topics here for you to put it to your opinion. Do you think this mermaid is real or not? Mermaid on the frozen stones. Two tourist friends were walking through the icy coastal regions of Greenland when they came across an unimaginable sight. Realizing that they witnessed the impossible, one of the friends took his cell phone and started recording a video where he showcased the creature they found. In the footage, we can see the icy waters of the ocean crashing against rocks that are next to the cliff where the friends are. On one of these rocks, if you look closely, you'll see that there is a creature lying down that looks like a very human being, but his legs seem to be glued together, right? Just seeing this footage already creates room for many people to speculate that this would be a mermaid, yes, because no human being would be able to stand on a rock with waves crashing so hard in such an icy climate without dying of drowning or hypothermia, right? However, guys, the video doesn't stop there. When one of the boys catches the mermaid's attention and the creature realizes that it is being watched, it runs off to the bottom of the sea, clearly proving that it was a mermaid in that video. On the internet, many people said that this video is actually visual effects, while others argued that this without a doubt is real proof of mermaids existing around the world. Tell me in the comments what your opinion is. Is it real or not? Mermaid in the backyard. In this video, we have a very short footage of someone who recorded a mermaid crossing a small stream that flows directly into the sea. What caught the attention of the person who recorded it is that in the stretch, she was inside her property. Can you imagine having a mythological creature in her backyard out of nowhere? Of course, there are those who say that this is just a woman in costume. Maybe if the video were longer, we could be sure that she breathes underwater, right? Or if it's just a person who's dressing up right there. But I'll tell you, given the conclusions drawn by me on the internet, there's not much that's real in there, okay? If you liked it, it's fine. I just said my piece. Mermaid found in the Philippines. In February 2019, on a beach near Cebu in the Philippines, a mermaid was found that, well, wasn't that put together, you know? The fisherman who took the video said he was leaving in the morning when the sun was still rising when he came across something that was standing on the shores of one of the beaches next to them. As he got closer, he soon realized that it was not a normal fish. Asking for help from local people, he came across the following information that it could be the remains of a mermaid. Yeah guys, what would you do if you were in this fisherman's place? In his case, he chose to record this mermaid and publish it on his social networks for posterity, although there are those who believe that the creature is just a carved doll. Well, if it is, it's certainly very well done, right? Diver records mermaid. In this video on our list, we have very short but very clear and objective footage. They were made by a diver who records marine life for the production of documentaries. According to him, this video would have been recorded during a diving trip accompanying the animals that live in the corals of the Caribbean islands. The idea was to film a fish here, a crab there, but after almost a whole week of filming underwater, he accidentally ended up recording this mermaid. Yes, despite the short section that we are going to show, the total footage is more than 24 hours of content, and this moment would have been recorded according to the dive only on the 7th day. However, after he ended up filming the mermaid by accident, he canceled the rest of the diving days. Obvious, right? Fear, worry, what could it be? When the footage was released by the photographer on his social media, many people criticized the closeness of the footage, claiming it was too close for her not to have noticed. However, guys, this is easily explained by the camera lens he was using, right? These professionals who record animal wildlife try to stay as far away from the scene as possible, so as not to influence anything that will happen. And for that, they will use very well-suited equipment with a very incredible degree of proximity as well. Well guys, here's the good old question. What about you? Do you think it was a mermaid or not? Mermaid seen by Submarine. In this next video on our list, we have a recording that was made by two researchers who were venturing into a project involving a submarine that would travel through the coastal regions of Greenland. At the time of recording, they were more than 3,000 feet deep, which is approximately 1 kilometer underwater. The recording was made by a camera that was placed on board with the intention of recording the divers' immediate reactions, since outside, there were cameras with different types of sensors to record everything perfectly. However, they would never imagine that they would find a creature that was able to recognize the equipment and how to dodge it with ease. In the video, we can see the researchers talking when they are interrupted by a creature that appears to be a mermaid, and she slaps the glass before she disappears. The strangest part of this is that the researchers say she has gone through all the blinded spots of the external cameras, where they think her intention was not to be recorded. But she didn't imagine that they would have another, more hidden camera there on board, which should have taken her by surprise. From the behavior, it is not possible to know if she intended to approach and ran away because she saw the camera there, or if that was all an intimidation scene where she just wanted to scare the divers and scare them away, which in the end worked out really well, right? It's quite curious to imagine that they would be able to identify our cameras and hide from their field of view, something that would make our ability to record them throughout history very difficult. However, it is worth remembering that there are those who argue that this video is a cinematographic piece, being some part of a film or commercial advertisement that was cut into just that little piece in order to spread them through medias in search of viral clicks. Anyways, do you think this video is real or fake? Mermaid rescued. In this next record, we have footage supposedly made by a diver who claims to have found a mermaid lost in the midst of several channels of underground caves. According to this diver, she would have been trapped there after the passage she used to enter was closed by a rock slide, preventing her from leaving the place. The diver claims that after spending time there with her, he helped her return to the ocean. But after he told his story on his social media, he was criticized in droves by people who didn't believe his words at all, even because mermaids would be recognized as hostile creatures, which would hardly be friendly alongside human beings, who, well, are basically their food. However, there are those who say that she was only friendly precisely because she was in a vulnerable situation and used human help to get out of there alive. Still, there are those who argue that the video is forged, made by featuring a woman wearing a realistic mermaid tail costume. One thing is for sure, guys. If one of them shows up at some point and we catch it, surely everyone will say it's fake, right? Even if it's real. So it's hard for us to give a definitive opinion. Mermaid captured by fishermen. This is probably going to be the most realistic mermaid encounter video you'll see so far. In this case, we're talking about a very raw video recorded in the middle of the night by a group of fishermen who claim to have found a real mermaid and managed to capture her. In the footage, we can see the creature with a half-female body, tied up with fishing nets while emitting some strange grunts there. This is without a doubt a very strong scene, because the mermaid herself seems to be in a complicated situation, but in the fisherman's view, the creature also represents a threat. What makes this footage look very realistic is the sense of urgency that everyone there seems to be in. If you're a longtime subscriber here at The Upside Down, you've certainly seen me criticizing certain types of videos in which the reaction of people on the scene is, well, they don't match reality, right? Like it looks really terrifying, but people aren't that terrified, if you know what I mean. In this video here, we can easily perceive the tension within the scene there. Everyone is really tense. It looks very real, doesn't it? But guys, on the internet there are people who notice everything, and some film experts accuse this video of being an edited clip of a small scene from a movie. Well, it's hard for us to claim here one thing or another for sure. As I said, if a mermaid appears, we will definitely say it's fake, right? Because we don't believe in anything. So, oh my god, it's hard. This video will end here. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave here in the comments which of the topics you found most interesting. See you, of course, in the next video. A hug, be well, and until next time.